Former President Donald Trump is potentially facing a fourth indictment as Georgia prosecutors are expected to present findings over their investigation to a grand jury this week. Sources tell CBS News that Fulton County DA Fani Willis could pursue a racketeering case against the former president. That law is typically known for its use against organized crime. Joining us now for more analysis is CBS News legal contributor Jessica Levinson. Hey, Jessica, thanks for making time.
Absolutely.
So what does Willis and the prosecution really have to prove to a jury that a RICO case, as we know it, is appropriate for Trump here?
Well, I think the first thing to know is that Georgia has a pretty broad or generous RICO law. So what Fani Willis can do here is show something akin to a criminal enterprise, but one that occurred not just in Georgia. She can use activities from other states and pull those in. So what do I think we're looking at here? Potentially that scheme to submit fake electors to the Electoral College. Now, under Georgia's specific statute, you essentially have to prove that two or more crimes were committed by two or more people and that they were trying to protect or control an institution, property, or an interest. And the thing that they were trying to protect does not have to be a criminal enterprise. So again, I think what we're looking at here with respect to Fani Willis, zeroing in potentially on the RICO statute, is this sprawling activity across states to try and undermine the counting of the Electoral College votes.
One thing, Jessica, that CNN is reporting, they're claiming that the prosecution here is in possession of text messages that would effectively connect Team Trump and from the very top to the voting system breach in Coffee County there. What would that mean if that's the case, as far as how it may fit into this larger scheme?
I think it would fit very cleanly into that scheme because the story that Fani Willis wants to tell is a story of the former president trying to undermine the valid counting of votes in Georgia and potentially, as we talked about, elsewhere. And so the idea that potentially we see an active breach of voting machines and then the desire to use that breached material shows, again, this theme of the former president trying to do anything, including illegal acts, to try and obtain power. It's very similar in my mind and very consistent with the phone call that the former president had with Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, where he says, find me, and then it's almost 12,000 votes. Breaching data systems and trying to use breach material is just another way of find me those votes so I can invalidly declare that I'm the victor.
Jessica, while we have you, I also want to ask about the Hunter Biden case. His lawyers in a court filing yesterday say prosecutors basically reneged on this plea deal. So what do we think here is going to happen? Will this head to a criminal trial?
I think that is entirely possible. And I have to say, I continue to be surprised that there was apparently this fundamental misunderstanding between the prosecution and the defense. And we heard, and Catherine Herridge from CBS was in the courtroom when things fell apart. And she described that it was that moment where the defense said, essentially, and this is it, right? The investigation is done. You are not looking into other potential crimes. And the prosecution said, we're not done here. And that is just a fundamental moment of misunderstanding between the federal prosecutors and Hunter Biden's team. And given everything we've heard since then, and given how things appear to have just continued to fall apart, they haven't been able to come back to the table for a plea deal. Yeah, it's possible if the plea deal falls apart, then the other option is you go to trial.
And the latest development is that the special counsel David Weiss has been appointed to take over this case. And ironically, some Republicans, while having asked for this, are saying that they're unhappy with it. How might it change anything for the investigation?
So I don't know that it's going to change the day-to-day that much. David Weiss, who was appointed by former President Trump and asked to stay on to look into Hunter Biden, for this explicit reason of you don't want the current president to appoint the person who is looking into his son. he has already been doing this for half a decade. So now he's really just changing roles from being the prosecutor in charge to being the special prosecutor in charge. It essentially takes him a little bit out of the organizational chart, so to speak, of the federal prosecutor's office. So he is not in day-to-day activities reporting up to Merrick Garland. I don't think that this move will have a huge impact legally. I think it's about appearances, and it's about making an argument that this is somebody who has the independent control to make decisions. And you've heard Merrick Garland say this about when, where, and whether Hunter Biden will be charged.
Okay, Jessica, thanks so much.
Thanks, Jessica.
Thank you.